Hey, it doesn't matter if you're in deep leagues or you're just in the late rounds and are looking for somebody to be a lottery ticket, one of those boom picks. I got a couple. Let's talk about them. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there in YouTube. Listen, I said in the opening, it's the late rounds, or you're just looking for a lottery ticket, right? It's late. You don't even hardly recognize some of the names on the draft board. You're just looking for somebody that could be a potential lottery ticket, maybe even turn out to be a healthy fantasy contributor to your roster. You're looking for that lottery ticket, and I got a few of them. And they're deep down the list, but they could totally boom if given the opportunity. But before I get into it, make sure you guys go check out the other channel I'm a part of. I'm partnered up there with RotoBaller. Lots of good content on that channel. Go check it out. Lots of in-depth analysis. Plus, we'll be doing live game day shows throughout the season. That means answering your questions live there. Start-sit advice, waiver advice, last-minute injury news, and weather news. It's all going to be a part of that show. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you head over there after this video to the RotoBaller channel. Click that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on the notifications because the season's right around the corner. But for now, let's get into this list. All right, so there's 4 names that I have here for you, and I have a brief description as to why I'm going to take a chance on them late in drafts. Now, the earliest guy I have up here has an ADP of 145. So you're looking 12th, 13th, 14th round, depending on your league size. And by that point, you're just looking for something, right? You just want potential at this point. And right now with an ADP of 145, Mike Williams, the wide receiver for the LA Chargers, is who we're going to be talking about. Listen, he's 1 year removed from being a first-round talent. He was a top 10 pick last year. The dude balled out in Clemson his senior year, had 98 receptions, 1,361 yards, and 11 touchdowns. And now he's working towards that number 2 spot with the Chargers, currently held by Tyrell Williams. But if this kid comes out and has a decent camp, can win that spot, even if he starts out as the number 3 with the wide receiver 2 upside there for the Chargers, I mean, that's a Phillip Rivers-led offense. Phillip Rivers loves to throw the ball, in case you haven't figured it out. I mean, he's thrown for over 4,000 yards 9 out of the last 10 years. They're going to throw the ball in, almost at San Diego, but Los Angeles. And that just, bodes well for all those wide receivers. They're all going to see a heavy amount of targets. And at that point of the draft, like I said, you're just looking for potential. He could see anywhere between 80 to 100 targets if he gets that wide receiver 2 role. And no Hunter Henry there really helps out his red zone targets if given the opportunity. He's a big, tall, athletic receiver. If he can stay healthy and he can earn that wide receiver 2 spot in LA, he could be a total steal for you at the 145th overall pick. All right, next guy on the list is going to be a running back. Right now his ADP is 157, so a whole 12 picks past Mike Williams. And I'm talking about LeGarrette Blount, running back for the Detroit Lions. Had to think about what team he played on for a second because it feels like he changes almost every year. But listen and hear me out for a second on this one. I know there's a lot of running backs in Detroit. You got LeGarrette Blount. They just drafted Kerryon Johnson. They still have Amir Abdullah. I mean, they have Theo Riddick. There's a ton of running backs in Detroit. But new coach there, it's Matt Patricia. Now, I know he didn't coach the offense in New England, but he was there when LeGarrette Blount was there. Is there a chance that if any of these running backs struggle out of the gates, that he just goes to old, reliable LeGarrette Blount and gives him the reins to an offense that is in desperate need of running the ball? He's the most proven running back on that roster. He's going to get the goal line work when they're down there. And if he can earn some of the early down work away from Kerryon Johnson, if he struggles in the preseason, you're looking at somebody that's like, the 15th, 14th round? That could be a solid flex play for you week in and week out. Pay attention to LeGarrette Blount. If he earns some of that early down work for Detroit, don't let him slide past you. Pick him up there at the end and hope that he turns out. Let's talk about a wide receiver. Let's talk about Chris Godwin of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right now, his current ADP is 213. So he's like at the end of the draft. Like just your last round, just take him. Just take a flyer on him. Nobody else is really taking him. But last year he had 55 catches for 525 yards and a touchdown. And he should get more of an opportunity this year. He's already moving up the depth chart. The coaches love him. They've already said he's going to be a week 1 starter. Now whether he's starter number wide receiver 2 or 3, more than likely will start at 3 with Deshaun Jackson and Mike Evans already being 1 and 2. But there's nothing saying that he can't overtake Deshaun Jackson at some point. The kid is talented. He's young. He's getting better every single week that he's playing. The injury to Jameis Winston hurts somewhat, but it's not like Jameis is the most accurate quarterback anyway. So there won't be a whole lot of drop-off from him and Fitzpatrick. I mean, Chris Godwin is great for best ball leagues. If you're in any best ball leagues, this is somebody who could put up big numbers on any given week. He may not be too consistent, but if you can earn that number 2 role in Tampa Bay and you can get him at pick 213, that's great value. All right, last guy I just threw a dart on. I was looking for a tight end way at the bottom that could produce big numbers if given the opportunity. And I kept going down the rankings list, and I finally stopped at a name that feels like he's been around for... The dude, I feel like he's like 40, but he's not that old. I'm talking about Vernon Davis of the Washington Redskins. Now, yeah, I know, he's second on the depth chart behind Jordan Reed. And Jordan Reed will get every opportunity to run with that tight end 1 role. But when has Jordan Reed ever stayed healthy? And now Alex Smith is the quarterback of the Washington Redskins. Smith and Davis have had chemistry way back since their 49er days. The last 4 years they played together in San Francisco, which I know was a while ago. I know they were both older. But he averaged 800 yards and 8 touchdowns over those 4 years. He's got the chemistry already with Alex Smith. If you're looking for a late round tight end, and listen, I know this is way late, and it's probably somebody who you won't even draft. But keep an eye on him. Watch the waiver wire. Anything starts to happen to Jordan Reed, go scoop up Vernon Davis. He could be a stud tight end there towards the end of the year. All right, so those were a few late round possible booms, right? They could be possible busts too. None of these guys are that great. Otherwise, they'd be higher up the draft board. We're looking for that bold move, right? These guys are bold, but you never know. It could turn out. Every year it happens in fantasy football where guys drafted in some of the later rounds end up producing huge numbers. It could be no different. By no means am I telling you guys these are all must-draft players. These are just lottery tickets. Sometimes you got to play the lottery to win the lottery, and you never know when one of these guys could hit. Hit me up down below, though. If there's other late guys out there that you're wondering if they have any boom potential, hit me up. Let's talk about it. I'd be more than happy to share my opinion, more than happy to hear your opinion. Just because we may not agree doesn't mean one of us is wrong. I just enjoy talking to you guys and having a good conversation. The debate is one of the things that makes fantasy football fun. But hey, I really appreciate the support. Make sure you guys are liking, commenting, subscribing. I look forward to hearing from you. We'll talk to you later. Thanks.